Welcome back, everyone. Let me first say that I'm overwhelmed by all the subscribes and likes y'all have been leaving. Thank you so much. And so you're all aware, I'm going to start taking commissions for custom dolls in the next month or so. But before that, I need to refine the guidelines and procedure for accepting the commissions. So like and subscribe to find out more in the future. With this series of Gothic gals I've started, I wanted each of them to be a version of the original doll, but inspired by other media I associate with them. For example, my Catherine doll is a Frankenstein monster, but she's inspired by the book Pride and Prometheus, a crossover of Pride and Prejudice and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus. She also has some inspiration from Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey, which is all about Gothic horror. I go more into Catherine's story and personality in her video, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. Keep in mind it was only my second ever YouTube video, and I was both exhausted and not following a script for that one, so go easy on me. Now let's get started on this vampire aristocrat. Damn it. I always do that. For this little vampire, I wanted her inspiration to come from some of my favorite vampire media. The opulence of Dracula, the drama of Lestat, the badassery of Celine, and the sheer hilarity of Leslie Nielsen. You'll see. The other influence in her overall design is one of the older Eastern European vampire legends of the Countess Erzsébet Bathory, aka the Bloody Countess. The Countess was said to have drained the blood of young women in order to prolong her own life, and thus there were several vampire legends closely associated with her. My story for this doll, Lisbeth, is that she's a direct descendant of the Bloody Countess's line, in which the legends are true and they are in fact vampires. Lisbeth is the sole heir to their dynasty, and therefore feels a great deal of pressure to uphold their family traditions and maintain the quote-unquote purity of their bloodline, which may prove difficult considering she's secretly dating a werewolf princess. She loves a bit of drama, decadence, and the finer things in life. A bit spoiled, but very self-assured, and she's a blast to have at parties, especially masquerade balls. I felt bad removing her hair because the creep-over version of Draculaura has the softest, prettiest hair, and it pained me to chop it off, but I saved it for future projects. I love the split colors in her original hair, so I decided to keep that look, only replacing the pink with bloody crimson peak red. Her hairstyle is, yes, a direct reference to the absolute unit of a hairdo in Dracula, complete with extensions. Her color scheme and jewelry is primarily red and black with accents of pearls and tarnished gold. I wanted her to look especially regal, but clinging to the edifice of a decadent past, as Chancellor Sutler once said. With all of these G3 dolls, I created the clothes patterns by taking the factory clothes they came in and tracing the shape from mainly the shirts, because most of them are wearing dresses. And after tracing, I adapt the pattern to give it the shape I'm wanting. The two red fabrics I used were this burgundy cotton and this red fake satin pillowcase I actually got for a different project down the line. It was cheap on Amazon and came in a 2-pack, so I got double the fabric. I have this black lace I cut up to create little decorations on the dress. It's a great zero-effort way to make the clothes look much fancier than they actually are. I made several layers to the skirt because of the way I wanted it to look. I wanted the bodice and underskirt to be the satin fabric, but then I wanted the overskirt and sleeves to be the red cotton, to give a little more texture and interest to the dress. The closures in the back and on the Why is this a hard sentence? The closures in the back. The closures in the back and on the overskirt are bead and loop closures, which I really love the look of. It's both fancy looking and secure. One of the best tools for making tiny, frayable doll clothes I've found is an Elmer's glue stick. It stops the fraying and stays secure, especially if you iron it once dry. I used the glue stick to hem most of the garments in this project. It was a lifesaver when it came to the fake satin. I'm really surprised at how much I love sewing doll clothes. I always thought it would be a pain, but I've really enjoyed the process so far. It's fun to experiment with different styles and textures, and I love adding metallic threads to make the clothes look more fancy. Draculaura's original face on the G3 dolls is so darn cute. She's just a pink little cutie pie. But I want my vampire to be a little more sinister and mysterious looking, similar to Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil. For the two twihards in my life, my friend Hannah and my girlfriend Summer, I knew I needed to add some sparkle to her. I used this iridescent acrylic ink all over her body for a little twilight shimmer. I felt like she needed some veins on her limbs, chest, and face just to have a little translucent feel to her skin, like you see on the hybrids in Underworld. I was thinking of giving her red eyes, but I think a pretty antique gold and brown will go well with her other accent colors. I didn't end up giving her lipstick, just to make her feel especially pale. In the end, I only added a little red to her lips to make it look like she just got done with the meal. She also gets some red shading from the corner of her eyes to get a cool bloodlust effect, or maybe she went a little crazy with her eyeshadow. Her nails are pearly white and shiny, as homage to the vampires in Anne Rice's books, where their nails are likened to glass. Her shoes are these adorable Rococo-looking pearly pumps, and I don't know where they're from, but they fit the G3 doll really well. If you know whose they originally are, drop me a comment. I paint them pearly white because they're a little on the yellow side, which doesn't go with the pearl accents I already have for her. I cannibalized a necklace I had in my stash and used the red and brown beads for her headdress and earrings, along with some fake pearls I stole from a set of earrings I already had. These dolls so far have been a great exercise in using materials I already have. I've been cutting back, way back, on my spending, and it's encouraged me to be more creative and frugal with how I approach doll clothes and accessories. One super cute accessory I wanted to make for her was a parasol for when she goes walking down the cobblestone streets among the peasants. I used beads and hair trinkets for the stem, and jewelry wire for the structure the tissue paper lays on top of. I don't know all the technical terms for the umbrella parts, I really just threw it together. I love over-the-top characters who are just dripping with drama like any of the Disney Renaissance villains. I myself do not dress anything like this, but if I were living in a world of vampires and werewolves and monsters, I would want to be a Gothic castle-dwelling, mysterious creature of the night with a long-ass cape to billow behind me as I frolic through the halls. Yes, frolic. I imagine this group of gothic gals to be a mashup similar to Van Helsing or Penny Dreadful, the stories that actually got the monster mashup idea right. We don't talk about LXG. Since Catherine was the first doll among them, I imagine her being the main character we follow through this world of monsters. Maybe she decides she wants to go on an adventure, and her father, Frankenstein's monster, has an old friend who offers her hospitality while she explores what the world has to offer. The friend is none other than Countess Lisbeth, a young heiress to the Bathory bloodline. While Catherine is a bit shy and sheltered, Lisbeth is outgoing and impulsive, and takes Catherine under her leathery batwing. A classic case of an extrovert adopting an introvert. I love how she turned out. She was so fun to make and embellish. What do you think of Lisbeth? I have 2 more dolls to do in this series because that's all the G3 Monster High gals I have in my stash so far. So if you like this video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and please do leave me a comment down below because I promise I read them all. See you next time, Nuggets!